Okay. So I'm just going to go from the beginning. We'll start with Spooky Swamp, or yeah, Spooky Swamp, first level of the game. Sunny Villa. Sunny Villa to me is one. It's a difficult relationship to have because no matter what I do wrong in the run, if I do it wrong enough, I get sent back to Sunny Villa. It feels like purgatory, but I think it's a genuinely good level. The Sheila challenge is one of my favorite challenges actually. Skating is not great, I'll be honest. Even when you have freestyle skating, it's not a great course. So for ranking Sheila, I'll give it like an 8. Skating, that's like a 2 or 3. And the level itself, I feel like, is like a 7. We should do these averages actually. So what is that? We'll give it 2.5 plus 8 plus 7 divided by 3. So it gets a 5.8 from me. 5.8, that sounds like if S is 100, A is 90, B. 5.8 sounds like I'm going to put it as a low B tier, I think. Low B tier. What did I just do? There we go. Low B tier for Sunny Villa. Where'd it go? Oh. Low B tier. Levels in general. So casual, 100 egg, any percent. Slightly biased toward 100 egg because that's what I've experienced recently. I'm going to write this down so we can always calibrate. So 5.8 is low B tier. All right, moving on, Cloud Spires. Cloud Spires is a level that I loved as a kid. It was one of my favorite levels. Although when I entered the community, I remember somebody asked me my favorite level, and I gave 1 per homeworld, and I said Molten Crater. And so clearly I loved Molten Crater more as a kid, but I give this a solid 1. Inside of a speedrun, it's easy, and it's also it looks kind of cool. I don't like Winged Rhinoc Proxy. It's been frustrating whenever I've had it in runs. It gets points off for that. I'm going to put it slightly lower than Sunny Villa. Low B tier. Slightly lower. Sunseeds to me is like a 6 out of 10 challenge, actually. I like it a lot. Especially 117 is kind of interesting. Bell Towers for me is like a 7 out of 10. The level itself is like a 7 out of 10. With that ranking, it might be better than Sunny Villa, actually. We're going to move it up. We're going to bump it up. Molten Crater. Like I mentioned, it was my favorite casual level when I was younger. I think the level feels a little small to me now compared to something like Cloud Spires. It's not a complicated level, it's just a circle. And so I think level design wise, although I like the aesthetic of it, it's a very small and simple level, and so I'm going to give it like a 5 for level design. Thief Challenge, good. Not quite as good as the one in Icy Peak, but good. Sergeant Bird Head Challenge with a skill point, pretty good. Posts, I have to do posts in 100 egg, very bad. I'm going to put this one above Sunny Villa. Do I put it above Cloud Spires or not? I think I do. I think I do. I'm going to drop Sunny Villa down to a C. Next, Seashell Shore. This is a level to me that I like watching done well in like 117, and it was really interesting when we were theorizing stuff for the 117 test. We had to do it like 3 or 4 times actually. Casually, I think it's fine. I think the casual story, for those who don't know, is the reason why the SEALs are imprisoned is because they stole a Rhinox sub and crashed it into the wall, and then they got arrested. That's badass. Badass enough to maybe put this up to an A tier. Bluto's a cool minigame. I like Bluto. Water Tunnel was fun when I was younger, actually. 3 side areas. I'm going to put, yeah, Seashells in first A tier. This isn't just a Jeremy tier list. Casual, speedrun, doesn't matter. This is my impressions of the levels, all-encompassing. I'm going to fix my mic really quick. It's on a delay. Just one moment. Okay. Alright, Sheila's Alp. These ones I feel like you have to rank a little bit relatively as critter levels, and I think Sheila is the best casual critter level. Maybe Agent 9 might be the best casual critter level. In a speedrun, I actually really like Sheila as well. I think it's fast enough not to feel lumbering like Bentley, and it's involved enough with checkpoints, but the movement's also good. Sergeant Bird is a beautiful, intricate checkpoint system, so I'm going to put Sheila as maybe the top for me in terms of critter levels. And with that in mind, I'm going to put this one as an A tier as well. Mushroom Speedway. This one's low, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I do not like the race. I think it's the worst race in the game by far. The time attack is fine. If I had to do a letter grade for each, not tier list letter grade, but like school letter grade, the race is an F. The time attack is a C minus, and the challenge is like a C plus, maybe a B minus. So this is going to be our first D tier. Is there an F tier that I can do too? I wish there were lower tiers. Can I add tiers? I guess not. Oh, hold on. Add row below? Yes. Alright. Okay. So Mushroom Speedway goes into the D tier. I liked the backtrack because it also you could backtrack with the skill point. I thought that was one of the coolest skill points in Agent 9, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Buzz's dungeon relative to bosses. I would have said it was the best boss until I started speedrunning, and early in my speedrunning days I would have said it's the best boss. Sorceress is the best boss, hands down. Spike is a close runner-up. Scorch is terrible, obviously. Buzz is actually third. That doesn't mean that Buzz is bad to me. I think Buzz is a fine fight. The music, from what I remember, is pretty cool. So I think Buzz is solid. We could do B for Buzz. I think that's where we're going to put it, B for Buzz. Where did Buzz go? Buzz's dungeon. And you could do the cool infinite height thing too. I think this one goes above Cloud Spires for me. It's pretty good. The boss fights in Spyro 3, other than Scorch, are very good. Okay. Moving on, first we have... What is the first level in Midday Gardens? What's it supposed to be? Is it Enchanted? Is it Icy? I'm going to do Icy first. Icy, I think, is an excellent level. Very, very good level. I like the Frozen levels in general, as a spoiler for Frozen Altars. But Icy Peak, you have the momentary speed conservation, which is a beautiful trick. Just amazing. One of my favorite tricks in the game. Icy Peak jump is iconic. The Thief area is my favorite area in the game. Easily, casually, and as a speedrun. Nancy, I like casually. I kind of make a joke about it when 149 egg. There's some really cool like gymnastics you can do in 100 egg, as well as if you're just trying to get like to the top of Icy Peak. And I really loved casually how there were the gems under the ice. I thought that was really cool. Especially because casually the way you do it, you have to go all the way to the top and then go to that little lining and then do the head bash there. I thought that was really cool. Rather than obviously we just charge jump it now if we want to break that. So Icy is going to be my first S tier. Excellent level. I'm going to do Enchanted Towers next. It gets extra points for Bone Dance. I think for a long time it was one of the most fun levels for me to mess around in, just trying to find stuff. Enchanted, I think Lost Fleet was up there for me too. So Enchanted is a good one. It's a little boring. Even with the Neg Death Abuse draw, it's a little boring because we only do 2 eggs and 100 egg, and any percent's just the jump. But there's a wide variety of strats that are used even in the speedrun, where there's the bridge jump you can do, there's the jump around the building you can do, the jump around the building under the archway, there's the squeeze proxy, There's the faster squeeze proxy that has a setup now. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do. It's just very like A to B. Skating is excellent casually. In a speedrun, it's also fun. You get 2 minutes to do whatever the hell you want. Bone dance, excellent. So the challenges are great. Challenges are absolutely great. Farley even. And Farley makes the best like damage sound. If you hit Farley, he goes, well, you can go hear it. I'm not going to do an impression, but it's good. Becky's screaming a little bit. I stand by it though. Icy might be my top level. And then there's the cool dark mode glitch you can do in Enchanted as well. You can despawn rockets. That's also fun. You can do a balloon proxy if you want to. There are multiple things you can do for Bone Dance. I think it has to be an S tier. Even though sometimes I don't like it during runs, I think it has to be an S tier, all-encompassing. And I think the concept of doing a level and then doing the same level as Sergeant Byrd, I think that's a really cool concept, having areas that, rather than just like go into a side area and do that side area compartmentalized, it's really cool to have the overlap. So I'm going to put this S tier below Icy. Fun fact, on your normal difficulty in 149 egg, Hunter will always get 8,335 for his skating score. Now you know. Alright, Spooky Swamp next. Spooky Swamp was my favorite casual midday level, so it gets points casually for that. Sleepyhead was one of my favorite bosses. Even it's iconic in the sense that you even have like a file Sleepyhead that you can do. Like you have Spyro, Hunter, Sparks, Sleepyhead, and Moneybags. So he's in esteemed company. Blind Guys, it's fine. I liked the going through and lighting the lanterns. I thought that was cool when I was younger. And I also think that the skill point's one of the better skill points. And one that I unintentionally did. Like I went to seek out those signs when I saw them, but I didn't think it was going to be a skill point when I was younger. I found it fortuitously. So Spooky's going to be high. It's going to be a question of A or high B tier for me, I think. There's the cool hummingbird thing you can do. I'm feeling like a high B tier here, but I might do low A. I'm going to do low A. Maybe we'll move it later. Bamboo Terrace. Within a speedrun, bug can be frustrating because it is random in its pathing, and it can prevent you from going for it. So any amount of RNG that's preventative can be a bad thing in a speedrun, obviously. The Fireworks Rhinox are frustratingly proxiable, like you can proxy from them, but it's not a fun proxy. Cool Swim in Air, very unique egg. The Thief Egg. There are other Thief Eggs that are stored, other eggs that are stored in the game, and in every case that's been discovered, those stored eggs are not activated. So you can get to where they are, but you can't get that egg. So Bamboo Terrace is an anomaly in that sense, that Thief Egg, Peewee. And that makes it really interesting to me because it's one of the best examples of developers doing things differently based on who's doing whatever level it is. Another good example is cutscenes being skippable with Triangle and Cloud Spires. So Bamboo is going to be a high one for me. I think it's going to be high B. B for Bamboo. If Smash to the Mountaintop had a skip, I think it'd go up to an A tier. There's some cool stuff you can do in the Boats Challenge with Bambootless, discovered by Zando and Nitroff, and with the stored enemies. I think Wed noticed that at first. And that's really cool. So that challenge is cool speedrun points. But I think I'm going to go with a B tier, high B. It's going to be my highest B, I think. Bamboo Terrace. Are we all ready to Sergeant Byrd? I think we are. It's not based only on speedrunning. It's based on my casual experience that I remember, my speedrunning experience, various runs that I've done, various glitches that aren't used in speedrunning, just all-encompassing what I, as myself, believe these levels are. Thanks, Charity. Yeah, Midday is really good. I think Midday might be my favorite homeworld. Okay, Sergeant Bird's base. The checkpoint system is extremely intricate and extremely interesting to me. There are adaptive difficulty differences that are also interesting to me. The Save the Hummingbirds challenge, pretty cool. I like it a lot as a level. In 117, I think it's cool when people do it well. I don't like doing it in 117 because I'm very bad at it. I think the bombing stuff is cool. The gopher skill point's cool. It's a good clue to have the breakable floor with the armored chest. So it's well constructed in terms of like level design. I also like the windows. It reminds me of Metropolis and Spyro 2. The windows at the beginning that show you the end of the level. That's also a cool thing. So I think Sergeant Bird's base, I think I'm going to put it low B for me. Casually, I liked it a lot. I think low B. Yeah, low B. Hey, crazy. Thank you. All right, Country Speedway. Hunter Challenge. I actually like it. I like that Hunter Challenge. You can't do it fast. You do it as fast as the slow people do it, as long as you don't miss anything. But I like it. The time attack. My opinion is that it's the best time attack or the second best time attack in the game. And the race, probably the second best race in the game. So we have 2, 1 or 2, and maybe my favorite Hunter Challenge. So it has to rank above Mushroom, but it's also going to have to probably rank above Honey and Harbor. Country is about even with Harbor, I think. I'm going to put Country as an A tier. Maybe low A for now. It'd be yes. If it were a consistent trick, it would be routed in, and if I were to route it in, I would then remove the water tunnel in Dino Mons, because I'd already have passed the worst egg in the round, which is the Sunseed's egg. So with anything contingent on bug proxy, I'd have to not assume that I'm going to get it. Otherwise, I'd just be asking for midday resets over and over again. But yeah, that's how I would route it. It would be Bamboatless, and well, I mean, even then, when you say consistent, if you mean consistent to the capacity of a task, then yeah, it's very fast. I don't know how fast it is RTA. It might be kind of fringe or close, but maybe not fast enough. But if I could do it like a task every time, then yes. Okay. I haven't done the Sparks level. I'll do all the Sparks levels last, I suppose, because I already skipped Crawdad. Or I could do Crawdad right now. What is your opinion as a chat? All Sparks last, or Crawdad right now? I will do literally the first message that I see. Sparks last is what I saw first. All right, Kevy. So where am I then? Spike. Spike is better than Buzz, as I mentioned earlier. Nerf has taken a W, and he doesn't know it, and that's that a long time ago, I was talking about any % Spike being better than 100 Egg Spike, and Nerf was like, no, it's so much more fun in 100 Egg, it's a lot more dynamic of a fight. I agree with you now. You're correct. Spike is a good fight in 100 Egg. And it's an interesting and engaging fight. Probably my second favorite fight in the series. So we're going to put Spike maybe right above Buzz. I'm going to put it right here. Oops. Right here. Yeah, Spike did really well here, or Midday did really well. Okay, first level in evening is Frozen Altars, I think, right? We'll call it Frozen Altars. Frozen Altars, you can do the Rui proxy, you can do the Melting Wall proxy, you can make a squeeze proxy wherever you want one as long as there's a moving enemy. Boxing 1's good, Boxing 2's bad. I liked cat hockey when I was younger, casually. The egg that you receive for cat hockey, Ba, it's a dragon in a sheep costume, best egg in the game by far. The voice acting in Frozen Altars is both sensual and fantastic. You can get to the top of the temple, that looks cool. You can do it even without proxies, even cooler. I liked the snowman when I was younger. This one's up there. This has got to be an A tier for me. I think I'm tempted to put it right here. Even though Seashell, it's weird that Seashell is remaining this high. I wouldn't have guessed that Seashell was even in the A tier. I might have put it like C+ if I had just been doing it like you asked me how do you like Seashell? Frozen Altars might need to go above Seashell. Yeah, it is. It's close. It's close. As close as you can get to an S. Next level is Lost Fleet. Lost Fleet is a fun one. Casually, again, like in the same way as Icy Peak, where you have the stuff under the ice. In this level, you have the stuff under the acid. Subs is a lot of fun when I was younger. They thought it was fun too because they brought it back in SBR. I like the ship idea, like the ship Ghost Yard. The skate race was cool. I really liked the jump to subs when I was younger, from the plank to the jaws, you know? I had a lot of fun with that. You have the cannons throughout the level, the upper section with all the boats. I like it a lot. And even if we're working in original plans, actually, the prototype had this original plan where the skating mini game was going to be not in an area portal. You were going to get the skateboard in the main level, near where you start actually, up in the upper section in the corner, and you were going to skate through all those boats. That was the original level design, and that would have been awesome. Very cool. There were a couple of cool swim airs that Nerf showed me, and interesting zombie opportunities. So I think Lost Fleet goes pretty high here. I want to put it low S. I've had some bad. I'm trying to not remember the bad memories I've had of Lost Fleet where I miss zombie and kill the run. I'm gonna put it low S. Yeah, these are some hot takes right now. Fireworks Factory is next. I think one of the best levels for everybody as a kid. One of the most nostalgic levels as the title screen level. Very cool level. Speedrun, I think it's cool when it goes well. It doesn't go well all the time, but it goes well sometimes, and it's cool. Ninja HQ is a good challenge. You have the damage boost skip, that makes it cool. Agent 9 section is awesome. Agent Spyro is awesome. And that challenge casually is amazing. It was one of my most memorable challenges. Twin Dragons actually was my favorite challenge casually. So you have my favorite challenge casually, and one of my most memorable challenges casually. So casually, Fireworks Factory, probably my favorite level. Within a speedrun, I think it's awesome when it looks good, when it goes well. Has some interesting opportunities. So I think Fireworks Factory, we're going to put that one low S as well. We'll put it above, well, yeah, we'll put it above Lost Fleet. Char Bridge. I like the mystery jar in Char Bridge. Any level with a mystery jar is improved. Jack and the Beanstalk challenge was cool as a puzzle when I was younger. Boosted jumps make it cooler. Frog proxy even cooler. I think it's a solid level. Nothing special though. I feel like it's very similar to Sunny Villa for me, so I'm going to put it right next to Sunny Villa. Bentley's Outpost. Within a speedrun, I actually think it's a pretty interesting one. It's like a very nice reprieve. And you have some cycle manipulation with your camera. You have a gong skip that you do. Any percent tasks, clearly you can do very cool stuff with it. There's a mystery in Bentley's Outpost with a disappearing armored chest on the Tiki Totem. Add some intrigue. Yeah, another gong. Campy would put this S tier, I guarantee it. I'm going to put this... I could do B for Bentley, but it might be an A tier for me. I'm going to put it low A. That feels right to me. Oh, I didn't do any of the home runs either. I'll do them last. What do we have now? Honey Speedway. Honey Speedway to me is the best race, I think. Maybe the second best race. Maybe the third best race. A worst time attack. Easily the worst time attack. I don't mind the 100 challenge, but it's like a pretty middling. It's like solid, but not great. I have to put it above Mushroom Speedway. I like the look of Honey. The aesthetic of Honey is pretty good. And there are two clips, one from Nerf and one from Grant, that I really like in Honey. There's one where Grant just about messes up his 117 run. This is when he had the record 117, and he like goes down and almost goes in the Honey River, and he goes or something like that. You have to watch the clip. It's a pretty good noise. And then Nerf goes out of bounds in Honey. It's an interesting out of bounds. Honey is going to be low B or low C. I think I put it low C. Yeah, we're going to put it... no. Casually, I liked it a lot. Casually, I liked it a whole lot. We're going to put this high C. Like the drink. Okay. Scorch. Hold on. Simple as. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. Hey Kim, by the way. Good morning. First of all, look to the left of the screen at these splits right here. And, I mean, that should justify this right now, just that alone. Also, watch Ricky's video and get told that when I was trying to grind for a 23, in my 8 best runs, or 10 best runs, or whatever it was, I forget what the information was that I looked up for Ricky. 2 green rockets every single time until I got my 23. Also, think about, in terms of a casual setting, it's an incomplete fight and an incorrect fight, as admitted by the developers themselves, where in the Prima strategy guide it says that green rockets should do double damage, and they don't. And I went to Insomniac and I talked, I mentioned this, and I think it was John Fiorito, where I was like, oh yeah, so these were intended to do double damage. And he's like, oh, they don't do double damage? Like, he He was like, yeah, they should. Um, and then there were also supposed to be 4 different power-ups, which probably wouldn't have been great in the speedrun anyway. But the fight casually was incomplete. I think it had a lot of potential if it weren't so heavily, terribly RNG based. Um, but yeah, Scorch, fucking terrible. Enough said. Crystal Islands. Um, Esther. Esther. Crystal to me is one of the coolest levels. Actually, I'm going to put this up a little bit. I'll explain why in a second. This one might. I don't know. It's going to be first or second here. I'm going to put it first. Come on, stop this. Here's my explanation. Casually, the aesthetic of this level to me is the best in the game. It is Brian Hastings' favorite level. So that points for that. In a speed run, you have all your standard swim and airs in the bodies of water, and then you have the gem swim, which is really cool as well and pretty fast, and it was used for a long time. Very cool swim. Pretty unique. And then for the longest time, people thought that the turtle was not proxyable because it had been tested during the 117 tasking process. Grant found the turtle proxy and theorized the slide skip. Dom actualized that slide skip, and now we have turtle proxy for the slide skip. Nerf also has a like railing slide skip that saves 2 seconds over the normal slide skip. The slide's cool by itself. Interesting adaptive difficulty changes. There's the mole triangle in the Bentley challenge. Nerf found the beaver proxy, and from it birthed the cool beaver route that I go for. Saves 5 seconds. Has the cool backtrack with the swim and air on the cycle. And then I found the run ender route. I don't go for, but it's a cooler version of the beaver route. Found a few years afterward, back in like 2018. Just a really excellent level, and that doesn't even begin to get into the fact that it's the corrupt level. You can corrupt it really easily, do disco slide. That brings its points up. And you have the slide glitch as well, where the game loads in both areas at once and gives you a bunch of gems all at once. Honestly, just an amazing level. And a money bag skip that is completely separate than all those things, just based on jumping and getting a save. And yeah, PAL exclusive trick as well, slide proxy, which stores all of your momentum and eventually shoots you up and crashes the game after giving you like 15 ghost levels. So Crystal Islands, very confidently for me, best level in the game. I'm going to do a spoiler right here and say it's not going to be beaten. This is the best level, 100%. Desert Ruins. I'm going to be honest, it's a little bit biased right now because Waffle and I just found that skip that just, I love it. It's easy, it saves 8 seconds. It looks cool. You go through some non-collision. The Sharks challenge is a really good one in a speedrun. I think it's awesome that they're all on cycles. I think that challenge is fun in a casual sense anyway. The Sheila one's fun and relaxing to do. Those were the original JT strats. The first things referred to as JT strats. Not the first thing I found, but the first thing, because I called it Scorpion Proxy and Giant Scorpion Damage Abuse Skip. And that was too much of a mouthful for WED specifically, and so people just started calling them JT strats. I'm not creative with names, or I haven't been in the past. Desert Solid. I'm going to put Desert, we're going to put a high C. Like the drink. It's a decent level. Okay. Haunted Tomb. It was my favorite midnight casual level when I was younger, at least coming into speedrunning. I don't actually like the level that much anymore. I think it's fine. I think it's okay. I might put this as a D tier level though. I don't mind it, but I don't get a good it's just never like loads of fun for me. You do have the PAL exclusive slide proxy in this one too. I don't know, it's fine. That's all I can really say. It's fine. I don't really have any positive or negative opinions about it. Dino Mons. You have the cool secret area, the unfinished level. I really liked the shoot 'em up challenge when I was younger too. Wish trigger skip were more consistent. Axle proxy has been solved. I'm fine with that now after I've become a right axle Chad. The skill point's very difficult, but there's something cool you can do with the skill point where you go into zombie and you just backtrack through it. That's interesting. And it's a pretty unique level in terms of how the enemies are constructed. They're not very proxiable. That's one disadvantage, I suppose. There's a very unique swim in air as well. And in fact, a unique zombie. You can zombie, I don't think it's totally unique, but it's rare, where you get shot into the end of level portal, and you get zombied based on that. So while you're dying, you just touch the end of level portal. You know, it's growing on me as I explain it. There are some damage abuse things you can do, some damage boosts. It's solid. I'll put it, I'll put a B tier. Maybe even, I might put it right here. I'm gonna put it right there. All right. Now we have Harbor, no, we have Agent 9. Casually, I thought this is really cool. And I went to Universal Studios as well when I was younger. This is when I was 7, I think. And I have this very vivid memory. One of my core Spyro memories of having played Spyro 3 already. And they had Agent 9's lab as a playable level on the PS2 they had. But you played it as Spyro. I feel like that memory is accurate, but it's so strange that that would just be something that I don't know. I honestly don't know. But that's a memory I have concretely. I don't think it's an excellent level, really. I think it's a little bit too slow paced. But I think it's cool. So I'm gonna put this in C tier. Maybe high C, like the drink. No, maybe I'm gonna put honey down. This feels more right to me. Okay. Harbor Speedway, best or second best time attack. Probably the second best race, and a decent hunter challenge on 1.1 at the very least. It's solid. Has to go above mushroom, has to go above honey. Probably goes very similar to country. I might put it right here today. They're about the same to me. Pick a day and it might swap. Okay, Sorceress. S is for Sorceress. This feels right to me. Yeah, I think I'm leaving it there. The Sorceress fight. After, I honestly, I already liked the Sorceress fight before 2019 or whenever all the new strats were figured out. I already liked it. And the God Sorceress, Nerf will attest. The feeling, and new runners don't even know this, they'll never experience this, which is just crazy. The feeling of not having these good strats to be a safety net for you, and getting the God Sorceress anyway. Just 1 in 10, 1 in 20 runs at first. At some point it became more like 1 in 5 or 6 or 7 for me. But getting the legitimate UFO skip without manipulating it, super fast, by the way. It's a good 5 seconds faster, maybe even 10 sometimes than the UFO strats we use now. Just amazing. amazing. And the fact that it's totally figured out now makes it so much nicer. It's a beautiful fight. Okay, we'll do the Sparks levels now. Crawdad Farm is fine. Might be my favorite casual one. High B. We're going to do these a little bit rapid fire. Starfish Reef, didn't like it that much. The skip is cool, but it's not enough. We're going to put this one D tier. That's all there is to it. Spider Town, where's Spider Town? Here's Spider Town. Right there. Bugbot. Right there. No F distribution. Yeah, I wanted to have like a separation between D and fucking terrible, where you just recognize Scorch is a couple tiers below everything. I could, if I wanted to, I could do this, and that'd still ring true for me. I might do that. All right, homeworlds. I really like the homeworlds. I think they're all pretty good as levels. They're a little bit small compared to Spyro 2 and 1 homeworlds, but they're cool. Sunrise Spring is an A. Midday Gardens is a B. Maybe a C. I'm gonna put it high C. I like the drink. Evening Lake's a really good one. Midnight Mountain, I think this is the only thing that is like embedded in my memory in terms of music is Midnight Mountain. And that's because, first of all, it was memorable when I was younger, but then when I was learning Helmet Proxy, we didn't have all these fancy, nice tutorials. It took forever, and I was just in Midnight Mountain the whole time with the TV blasting. And so the entire time it was a dun 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 for like hours at a time for like a week. Helmet Proxy is cool. The skip into Sorceress is cool. I like the color scheme. The goo is cool. Yeah, it's solid. I might put this one. Oh man, I might put this one pretty high actually. Right there. And finally, to complete this, super bonus round. I wish it were longer. I wish they had 2 more challenges, maybe just 1 more challenge. I like the UFOs that they come throughout the level. I like all the gems. It just you hit anything and you get like 1 billion gems. The skate race was cool. I remember there were some epic moments when I was younger when I was finally getting the hang of it, where I'd go off into the abyss and finish the race and win or lose barely. The lap skips are cool. Didn't like the sub challenge a whole lot, but that's because I was bad at it. Sorcerer's Fight I liked. It was a good finale. And UFO Proxy is really cool. And it was rewarding. That's the thing. Like I think to me, Super Bonus Round was the most rewarding of the end games in any Spyro game. Super Bonus Round, Nasty's Loot, and then Dragon Shores. So I'm going to put Super Bonus Round as maybe the top B. I think that's where it goes for me. So there you have it. This is the official Jeremy Thompson rankings, I think. I'm going to just look it over once and see if I want to adjust anything. Infinite Super Flame, but you've already done literally everything. It's not like you get Infinite Super Flame and then you go do stuff. Like you get Infinite Super Flame and then you like flame around for like 10 minutes and you're like, okay, let's move on to Spyro 3. It's cool in a speedrun, I'll give you that, but casually, it was very poor like reward timing. Especially because it wasn't explicitly stated that you got it on different files. If there were like a prestige for Spyro 2 where it was like you get Infinite Super Flame and it comes up with this menu and it says you can either continue this game that you've already completed with Infinite Super Flame and have this power up, or we can send you into a completely new file with all three Sparks abilities, or all three Spyro abilities, Head Bash, Swim, Climb, and Super Flame. And you can start anew and collect the gems once again. If that were the case, 100% it'd be amazing. But I think that they should have done it differently. This S tier is pretty good, I think. Frozen might need to kick it up. I think Frozen goes to S. I feel like Seashell's too high, but I don't really feel like it feels correct to move it anywhere. So I guess I'm just going to leave it. Seashell and Sheila both feel a little bit high, to be honest. But they're good enough, I think. Because they feel... It doesn't feel right to put them in B tier. I don't know why. It just doesn't feel correct to me. Yeah, Country and Harbor are really fun to play. I enjoyed them. This is all because I did 149 egg. That's why Speedways made it up. I was also grading a little bit like relativistically, where levels were graded, and then like I compartmentalized levels a little bit, and then graded Sparks levels. Well, no, not really with Sparks. I graded Speedways, like it just ranked. Boss fights just ranked. Because it's kind of apples to oranges, and so it's difficult to have them on the same tier list, unless I do it that way. The Sorcerer's Fight is the best, and it is enjoyable. So it goes to S tier. I feel like the skate park in Sunny Villa is terrible. The challenges it's the same challenge twice, just with a bigger penalty for failing it. It's not a good challenge in my opinion, and the skate park's bad for tricks. Honestly, I feel like that challenge is one of the worst challenges in the game. I think the one in Enchanted is great. I think the one in Lost Fleet's great. I think the one in Super Bonus Round is great. But I think the Sunny Villa one is just a big letdown. Anyway, that's the tier list. I'm going to take a screenshot. Post it in my Discord later. I might just upload this to my private YouTube or my personal YouTube. Thank you again for fulfilling the sub goal, mostly Campy, but others included. I'd be curious to see what other speedrunners do with a similar approach to rankings.